Good evening, I'm Leroy Vanderstoep and welcome to the LRTVS Newswatch for Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. Making the headlines this evening. A bus driver was remanded to prison on Tuesday after being charged with possession of narcotics for trafficking. Several persons were remanded to prison on Wednesday in connection with the mobile gas station explosion, and a carpenter was remanded to prison on Wednesday after being charged with the murder of his friend. We will bring you the full details of those and other stories when Newswatch returns. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We will start off the news by telling you that a bus driver was remanded to prison on Tuesday after being charged with possession of narcotics for trafficking. More details on this report.
Hewlett Mars 44 of Lot 117, Hopetown Village, West Coast, Berbice appeared in the Blairmont Magistrates Court before Magistrate Michelle Mathias on Tuesday, November 4, 2025, to answer to a drug trafficking charge. The court heard that on November 2, 2025, on Fowles Public Road, West Coast, Berbice, he had in his possession 164.7 pounds of cannabis for trafficking. Mars, who was represented by attorney at law Dexter Smart, pleaded not guilty to the charge. His attorney Smart argued that Mars has no previous offenses and is the sole breadwinner for his family. Smart explained that Mars was hired as a bus driver on the day of the incident and is willing to surrender his passport and comply with any bail conditions. He requested reasonable bail, noting that many public transportation operators often become victims of similar situations involving the transportation of illegal substances. However, police prosecutor Sergeant Garfield Edwards opposed bail, stating that Mars was the only occupant of the minibus. Edwards argued that any hired driver should be aware of what they are transporting and argued that the magistrate not to accept the lawyer's claims. Uncritically, he requested that bail be denied, citing an incomplete case file. After considering the arguments from both the defense and the prosecution, Magistrate Mathias deemed the matter a serious offense, especially given the large amount of cannabis involved. She remarked that the prosecutor was correct in stating that the defense should check what he is transporting, particularly considering the severe penalties if found guilty. As a result, Magistrate Mathias refused bail and remanded Mars to prison. The case has been scheduled to be heard at the Weldat Magistrates Court on November 28, 2025. According to a statement from police headquarters, at approximately 6 a.m. on November 2, 2025, law enforcement intercepted a minibus bearing registration number BAJ 534 driven by Mars. A search of the vehicle revealed several bulky parcels containing leaves, seeds, and stems suspected to be cannabis, weighing a total of 164.7 pounds. The vehicle and the illegal substances were seized as evidence leading to Mars' arrest and subsequent charge. Reporting for the LRTVS Newswatch, I am Leroy Vanderstoep.
Several persons were remanded to prison on Wednesday in connection with the mobile gas station explosion on October 26. Kyle Rollins reports.
4 of the 7 individuals charged in connection with the October 26 explosion of the mobile gas station at Regent and King Streets, Georgetown, appeared before Acting Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty at the Georgetown Magistrates Court on Wednesday, November 5, 2025. Daniel Alexander Ramirez Podemo, 33, a Venezuelan national, was charged with using an explosive substance with intent to threaten Guyana's security and sovereignty, an act that resulted in the tragic death of 6-year-old Soraya Bourne. His co-accused, Johnny Bodoram, 27, Crystal LaCruz, 33, and Alexander Betancourt, 44, were each charged with aiding and abetting Podemo in carrying out the act of terrorism. All 4 were denied bail on the grounds of public safety and the seriousness of the offense. They were remanded to prison until November 12, 2025. Meanwhile, the other 3 accused, Wayne Correa, 44, Ramesh Pramdio, 51, and Jennifer Rodriguez, 33, appeared virtually before Magistrate Alicia George at the Leonora Magistrates Court. They too were charged with aiding and abetting in connection with the terrorist act. Correa and Pramdio, who are Guyanese nationals, were represented by attorney-at-law Bernard de Silva, while Rodriguez, a Venezuelan, faced the charge unrepresented. All 3 were remanded to prison and are expected to return to court on November 24, 2025. Following weeks of extensive investigations, the Guyana Police Force, acting on legal advice from the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, instituted terrorism charges against the 7 individuals. Each has been charged with the offense of terrorism, contrary to Section 3, Subsection 1, Subsection A of the Criminal Law Offences Act, Chapter 801. The October 26 explosion, which claimed the life of Soraya Brown, shocked the nation and prompted a comprehensive investigation by law enforcement authorities. The Guyana Police Force has since reaffirmed its commitment to maintaining public safety and ensuring that justice is served. Kyla Rollins, the LRTVS Newswatch.
Thank you, Kyla. More news still ahead. You are watching the LRTVS Newswatch. Now for more news. A carpenter was remanded to prison on Wednesday after being charged with the murder of his friend. More details on this report.
Emmanuel Ramsamy, also known as Scotty, and Joel, 32, a carpenter of Lot 21 King Street, Belvedere Village, Quarantine Berbice, appeared at the Reliance Magistrates Court before Magistrate Michelle Mathias on Wednesday, November 5, 2025. The court heard that between Saturday, November 1st and Sunday, November 2nd, 2025, at Belvedere Village, Ramsamy murdered 56-year-old Imran Kadir. Ramsamy, who was unrepresented, was not required to plead to the indictable charge. Police Police Prosecutor Mark Edwards informed the court that the case file is incomplete and subsequently requested 2 weeks to complete it. After listening to the prosecutor, Magistrate Matthias advised Ramsamy that the matter is serious and not a bailable offense, resulting in his remand to prison. The case has been transferred to the Albion Magistrates Court for a hearing on November 18, 2025. Reports indicate that between Saturday, November 1st at approximately 11:30 a.m. and Sunday, November 2nd around 9 a.m., both Kadir and Ramsamy, who lives nearby, were drinking alcohol at Ramsamy's home. It is alleged that during this time, Ramsamy hit Kadir and told him to leave his yard. Following this altercation, Kadir left Ramsamy's property and returned to his own home. Subsequently, Ramsamy visited Kadir's residence, where he reportedly inflicted several blows on him before returning to his home. According to gathered information, at approximately 9 a.m., a neighbor went to Kadir's home, checked on him, and found him lying motionless. After this discovery, a report was made to the Albion police station, and the police were alerted. Upon arrival, officers found Kadir's body lying face down on the lower floor of his home. He was wearing blue shorts without a short, with his head facing southwest and his feet pointing northeast. An examination of Kadir's body revealed injuries to his left knee and a suspected puncture wound below that knee. Investigators searched Ramsamy's yard and found a piece of 1x4 wood, approximately 5 feet long, painted green and appearing to have blood on it. This evidence was collected and secured for the investigation. Kadir's body was recovered by undertakers from Ramu's funeral parlor and taken to the Port Moran Public Hospital, where a doctor examined him and pronounced him dead. Acting on information received, Ramsamy was contacted, informed, the allegations cautioned, arrested, and charged. Reporting for the LRTVS Newswatch, I am Leroy van der Stoep.
We will now take a look at this week's edition of Health Watch with Jamie Campbell.
Today on Health Watch, we will be looking at type 2 diabetes mellitus. Type 2 diabetes mellitus is a chronic condition that occurs when the body is unsusceptible to insulin or the pancreas is underproducing insulin. This in return affects the blood sugar levels and the way the body processes it. Causes of type 2 diabetes mellitus are obesity, genetics or family history, not enough physical activity, poor diet. Symptoms of type 2 diabetes mellitus are fatigue, eye damage, poor circulation and possible limb amputation, kidney damage, heart disease, and stroke. Some ways persons can prevent or manage type 2 diabetes mellitus are healthy diet, regular physical activity, weight control, medication or insulin therapy, monitoring blood sugar levels. Reporting for Health Watch, I am Jamie Campbell.
Thank you, Jamie. More news after these messages. Welcome back. We will now take a look at the local stock exchange market complements of gas tea. Now for the bridge report. The Berbice River Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Wednesday, November 6, 2025 from 16:35 to 1.5 hours. The schedule is subject to change without notice. And that's wrap up tonight's edition of the LRTVS Newswatch. In case you missed the newscast, you can visit our YouTube channel at LRTVS Newswatch to stay abreast about what is happening around you. Remember to subscribe and click the bell icon to know when we post the next video. On behalf of Newswatch's technical and production team, I'm Leroy Van Der Stoop. Thank you for watching.